Hello, Project Runway fans. I'm Daniel Montgomery here with my fellow Gold Derby senior editor, Susan Wloszczyna, to talk about the most recent episode of Project Runway, the ultimate upcycle that had the designers going to Goodwill to pick up secondhand clothes to turn them into new fancy designer looks for Karlie Kloss to wear at an event for the Council of Fashion Designers of America, but in Paris. And so let's get right into that elimination of Tyler Nieslony, his third week in a row in the bottom three, his most uncomfortable critique on the runway. But before we get to the Kushner of it all, let's just start with the look. Honestly, I think the look he was eliminated on was so much better than the look he stayed in for last week. I'm not mad at him being eliminated, but I thought he was eliminated for the wrong look. I thought they should have sent him on last week or 2 weeks ago for Slay the Runway. This week, I thought his look was actually fine. I was not as mad at him as the judges were.
But it wasn't what she wanted. And I don't think it was upscale enough. To me, when I had my Barbie dolls, that would be the look, when she was an office worker Barbie, and not I'm on the town and gay Paris and wowing everyone with my all-American look, whatever that means. So,
but even by that, I can understand. The fact that he got so, reamed so hard for that look, especially when, and again, it's hard for me to say someone else should have gone home. I honestly think it's fine Tyler went home, because I would rather keep these other designers whose looks I liked less, Marquise, where he had shoulders cut out of a blazer and then these layers of flaps on the shirt in the front. Is just that I think that was the worst look on the runway.
Was Shabby the one with the tape? Was that him?
No. That was Marquise. Marquise.
Yeah, that was awful. That it wasn't. He couldn't even tape it good.
It was kind of a mess. It looked like kind of a mess. I wouldn't have been able to notice double-sided tape or whatever he was using to construct things that way, unless they mentioned it while he was in the workroom, so we knew it was there. I wouldn't have been able to clock that like the judges could, but you could tell anyway that it's not really good. It just looks kind of all over the place with a lot of little ideas that weren't coming together, and I just thought that was a disaster. But I didn't want Marquise to go. I think he's been good before this. I think he'll be good again. I think Tyler probably had the least potential to grow given his last few weeks. But yeah, I just wasn't as mad at his look as they were. And I actually thought Shabby's look was pretty good except for the tight skirt. That was a disaster.
Well,
but I thought the rest of it looked good.
But it ruined the runway for him because she was it's like snails, watching snails in a very tight jacket.
And I felt bad for the model because you could tell the model is trying hard to sell it. It's like the model knows she cannot walk fast. She's really constricted, but she's still trying to make it look sexy and kind of like she's moving. And it just wasn't she really couldn't sell it any better, and it wasn't nearly enough.
I just wonder, both Marquise and Shabby were kind of good to begin with.
Yeah, they have been good all these.
And I don't know
why
this particular challenge threw him for a loop. Because it's just fabric. You just take it and cut it up and use it as fabric. It's not like even they had a runaround mood or anything. They just chose a ton of shit. A ton of crap. And they repurposed it. And so
they might have actually been able to get more fabric because the secondhand stuff, $150 went a long way at that Goodwill.
Yeah, but Delvin, I actually liked his look. I thought she would have chose that because I thought he did a great job finding upscale material, and others just why they went with denim. I don't know. Even Nancy did that.
I like the denim idea. I wasn't as big a fan of Delvin's as the judges were. Because I mean, he didn't make the top, but we heard the judges' comments. It's like, oh, it looks so expensive. And I don't know, just from my vantage point, those pants looked really short, and they looked almost like kind of silky pajama pants almost. And it didn't work for me personally.
All right. Well, I like glittery things, so what can I say? Not me personally, because that's not my lifestyle, but I'm not Karlie Kloss in any way, shape, or form. But we do have to mention the moment. Because I've been waiting for someone to mention that on the show since last year. No, I have. And, I don't know if you had to sign a form saying you will not get into her whatever family affairs, but, it was a moment.
Let's explain that. I do want to get into, put the denim aside, I do want to get into those denim looks after this. Yeah, we do got to talk about Tyler's Kushner gate, where practices by saying that Karlie Kloss is married to Joshua Kushner, who is the brother of Jared Kushner, which makes Karlie Kloss an in-law of the Trumps. So, because obviously Jared Kushner is married to Ivanka. And so I don't know what her politics are or if she's particularly political or what their political activity is, but when they were on the runway and they were critiquing Tyler's look, saying, Brandon specifically said, I couldn't see Karlie wearing this anywhere. And then Tyler said, not even dinner with the Kushners. And the main problem with that is that it was uncomfortable, but pointless. Like it didn't actually make any statement about her politically, while also making just everyone comfortable and being kind of unprofessional. Like if he's gonna have a moment where he calls her out for some political stuff, it's like it should be a real thing and not just like reference the existence of the Kushner family. So I was with the designers backstage who, as soon as he said that, they were like covering their faces in horror, like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. And you can sort of see it on Karlie's face that she was offended, but in the sense that she felt like he was getting at something, but couldn't quite tell what. And that's what made it so uncomfortable.
He's been willing to do that until, he was going on a downhill slide here. So he's going to go out with a bang and he's going to say something like, because they already, trashed what they thought of his outfit. So he had nowhere else to go but there, apparently. And
he's not so much like the last time he was there and he made a snarky comment, it was self-deprecating. He said, you guys have roasted me like a Christmas ham, which I thought was really kind of like a good humored way to kind of take in their critiques without being defensive. And this time he was defensive.
Well, you have to say, though, if he didn't say what he did, he would be far less memorable in the annals of eliminated Project Runway designers.
True. I think he was eliminated enough. Like, honestly, I'm a little disappointed that he and Alan are eliminated in back-to-back challenges, just because the humor quotient in that workroom is just going to go way down. Yeah. Like they were so charming and so just fun to be around in the workroom. Even the other designers who I really like and are really nice are kind of high-strung, like Dae-Young and Jeffrey Mack. Like they're really stress machines. And so Alan and Tyler really kind of broke the tension in the workroom a lot. And next week is going to be a team challenge, and we really need that tension broken. So yeah, I'm a little worried that the rest of the season is going to be a little bit less colorful without them in it. At least from a personality perspective, not from a design perspective.
Well, maybe somebody will step up. I don't know. Maybe they'll start serving drinks while they're working rather than just on the after.
That might help. More comments like that. They're going to need to start serving drinks to the judges and to the viewing audience too.
And can I say, has Elaine said anything this season? I'm not sure. I don't.
She
remember.
has.
She said the thing about Destiny's Child.
Yeah, Destiny's Child.
That's the only thing I remember she said.
Was she the one who said something about the Spice Girls? Someone made a Spice Girls look, or was that another judge who said that?
I don't even remember that coming up.
There was a Destiny's Child look, and then there was a Spice Girls look, and I think they both might have been Alan's. But I can't
No, I don't find her at all memorable. I mean, Brandon is always outspoken, and of course.
And even Laverne Cox, like the guest judge, she had these great moments where she's like, that looks like the dystopian office party that I don't want to go to. And I was like, wow, Laverne had that like in the chamber, like ready to go.
Yeah. Elaine's
which I thought was a little harsh. Well,
but they're told to, be colorful, I am sure. But she did, I mean, I like that Laverne, she did disagree with, she didn't just fall in line, and she wouldn't. So, but I don't know, the denim.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the two of those denim looks were in the top three. So let's talk about the winner first, which wasn't denim, which was Victoria Costillero, who this is her third time in a row at the top, but her first time, like the last two times, she was in the top, but definitely not in the top two. So they kind of sent her back to the workroom. This time she's the winner. And it was for this deconstructed look. And later on in the after show, Tyler was remarking that she's kind of done a similar idea for every look that she's done so far, with these like kind of asymmetrical, deconstructed, geometric kind of things going. And it's creative and it's interesting. I don't think it's as new and exciting as the judges have made it out to be. I do like her, and I like her work, and I like her. I like that she has a very clear aesthetic, but I'm not always on her wavelength. What did you think about that?
I don't get this, one side up, one side down. I don't get that, because I am never going to wear anything like that. I mean, even when I was, 19, I wouldn't have worn that. So it's just, I have a bit of, OCD in me. So anything unsymmetrical gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. And that would be something that would, I don't know, I would not be comfortable wearing that, no matter how short or how long each side is.
And it's weird because they did, because she was designing, the challenge was the design for Karlie Kloss. And so after they announced the winner, we did get to see like little snapshots of Karlie in it. And I was like thinking, I want to see more of this, because from those just couple of little snapshots they showed us, it didn't look as flattering on her as I would have hoped.
But there was like this side thing, with skin showing, and I'm like, why?
That could look good. I feel like it might have looked better, like, because those snapshots they showed. Yeah, those snapshots they showed, and those snapshots weren't like a full body shot, so I didn't get to see how the whole thing looked on her. So I think it would have looked, because she has those like 8-foot legs. So I think she would have made that look really good, and it would have balanced out the rest of it. But just those little snippets they showed, I wouldn't have picked that look for the win. But I'm not her stylist, so. But getting into the denim, the other two top looks, Nancy Volpe Berenger and Chelsea Carter, both went all in on denim, although Chelsea went all in on denim. I do think that Nancy had the much better use of denim. It was a very dark wash jean that she used for this like wide skirt, and it had these cutouts that I really liked, and I'm not sure the judges agreed on. I really liked those cutouts. I really liked the backward shirt, which we talked a little bit before we started recording, and you did not as much, but I thought it worked the way she styled that and the way she sort of.
But it would choke your neck. I mean, she had to manipulate it maybe a little more, because it just looked like a backward shirt. I'm not saying it was a nice shirt, but it was backward, and I don't like do something with the collar, do something a little more. I don't know if she did anything to it, because I didn't see her do anything to that. She was mostly working on her denim skirt. So that I liked. Actually.
But the other one, and I feel bad because I really like Chelsea, like as a personality, like as a designer. Again, this is the first time she's gotten a critique, just like Nancy. So we haven't gotten to know her as well as a designer. Yeah. But I hated that denim. like that really light blue wash kind of patchwork denim thing. And it had the long high-waisted pants that Karlie liked and that she specifically requested at the beginning. And those could have worked, but I thought the top was so small and so like skimpy that the balance was so off that there was so much volume on the pants that were high-waisted as it was that it just looked, I didn't think it was flattering at all. I thought the straps across the back looked kind of just random and not really thought out. And I didn't think,
no, it looked, again, messy to me. And I don't know if it's really high-end anything. I mean,
no, the judges said it looked expensive, and I'm like, really?
Yeah. So well,
there was this moment where Delvin is backstage and they were giving her critiques, and he's like, I've seen Patrick before, no one is going to buy that. And I usually don't like the designers being that catty about each other, but I was kind of with him, and I was like, really? That look? There's probably never been a top 3 look this season yet that I've been as confused about.
Yeah. No, and plus, I don't think there was enough there for Karlie's figure. The model was much, smaller on top. So that would have been a problem. It might have,
although maybe
in Paris, but
yeah, that would have been an exciting runway. But I was very glad to see Nancy get a moment, and I was even glad that Chelsea got a moment because again, I like her. I just wish it were for a different look.
It's been more men having FaceTime, during the show because they've been the ones more on the top, I think. But I like that there were 3 women. So.
Well, it's actually been an even split now that Victoria won. 2 women and 2 men have won challenges, and now that Chelsea and Nancy have gotten critiques, now every single designer in the competition has gotten at least 1 critique. So
yeah, whether they wanted it or not.
Whether they wanted it or not. I'm trying to remember if there's anyone left who has had low scores but no high scores, because there are some people who've had low. But have not been high. Xavi and Marquise have both been high. Marquise won a challenge. Xavi was a runner-up. Jeffrey Mack had a low score, but he also had a high score.
Right.
So I think we're starting. I think that even if it hadn't been for the Kushner comment, Tyler was a goner just from the fact that this is their time in the bottom 3. There was no way they were sending Xavi or Marquise home before him because they definitely do take into account the past performance and the future potential. Same thing with Brittany in the Slay, the runway challenge. It's that look was a disaster, but they kind of gave her the benefit of the doubt. Where if you're back 3 times in a row, it's that's not happening again.
I think Brittany's outfit had the most potential to be a normal outfit that would have. She just needed to add one more thing over whatever it was, a jacket. It wasn't really quite a shirt. I don't even know. It was kind of something, I don't know, because they didn't focus on her that much, but they did like it. Yeah.
I like that look. I honestly, and again, not to harp on Chelsea, but I would have put Brittany's look in the top 3 before that Chelsea's look. I would have put Jeffrey Mack had that great kind of simple, but really sophisticated with the jodhpur sleeves and the little cutout that showed a little cleavage, but it was still classy. And it was short enough, but not too short, that it would really showcase Karlie's legs. That might have been one of my top looks too. But I don't know. The judges really liked head to toe denim jean. And okay, the one more thing I will say about that is that they were talking about conservation and how jeans and denim, uses so many resources. And so Nina was happy that Chelsea used 12 pairs of jeans for one look. And I was thinking more the opposite. It's jeans are so production heavy and resource heavy that she used 12 pairs to make one look that might actually be more wasteful.
I never thought about that too. And also denim it doesn't disintegrate like other fabrics or anything, like cashmere in your drawer and the moths come or something. It's kind of indestructible, I think, if it's good fabric. So, but I mean, I like that they went to Goodwill. I feel that this season I'm getting the challenges more. Again, the concepts aren't so out there, Like, I really hope they don't do another video game one. It was like, maybe.
I liked the video game one.
No, I didn't like it at all.
We need another video game challenge.
Milk-made video game. That
was such a good. That was the smartest look of that entire challenge, and I will take that to my grave.
But I don't know who would play that other than, I mean, farmers are already involved with cows, so they don't need a game.
There are different kinds of games. I could have imagined her being like that look, and we're going way off topic, but that's for a different kind of video game and not kind of like a, shoot 'em up kind of thing. It could be for like a world building game where like the Minecraft and that's your sort of avatar or something like that. Like I could have seen that, so I really like that look, and I will stand by that. I will die on that hill. But next week we're gonna get, and I'm really not looking forward to another team challenge. And it's a little weird because there are 11 contestants left, and they said, in the preview, they said they're breaking them up into two teams. So unless there's a twist somewhere, then you're gonna have one team with 5 members and one team with 6. And also having teams of that size is going to be a disaster, or at least that's what the preview looked like. So many conflicting aesthetics and styles and ideas and personality types.
They have to make a whole collection, right?
Collection for Cindy Lauper.
They've done that in the past.
Yeah, but so soon that, they started the season with a team challenge, and it was only duos, but still, I want a little bit more space before we get another team challenge. Maybe get it down to 8, and then you have teams of 4, and so they know each other better, they know themselves better, they know the workroom better, and so I just feel like having that many people on one team this early in the season is going to be full of conflict in a way that's not fun. I'm not the reality TV fan who likes people flipping tables and pulling out weaves and that sort of, no, just, I like people who are good at what they do and talented, working and joking around and maybe throwing a little shade here and there, all in good fun. But I don't like the big conflict. It's a turnoff for me in reality TV, so I hope it's not that.
Okay. Well, you forgot to mention the highlight, which was the march of the Karlie clones into the workroom.
And very choreographed, Chris Siriano.
It was very scary.
And the women marched through Emperor Palpatine's army of clones, and it was just, it was funny. It was funny. I appreciated that. I mean,
they're having more fun with the show, or trying to, I think, and Christian's kind of been more levity on his side in delivering.
Yeah, Christian's clearly having a lot of fun. He has really settled in well to his role, and I'm not going to say he's a better mentor than Tim Gunn was, but he's much more interactive and much more. Yeah. It's just a different style, and I really, really like this style. Mm-hmm. The way it interacts with the other.
I need to check on that show that they were doing, Tim Gunn and Heidi, because they had some preview early in the fall, and it's supposed to be on Amazon, but I haven't heard
much about that. I'm not sure if that's fallen through or if that's been delayed or what, but it would be. I mean, it's a big fashion sandbox. There's room for more than one fashion show, so bring it on if and when it's ever coming.
Yeah, but not enough Swatch again. But that's
No. I mean, they could have brought him to Goodwill, but
no, I don't think he would have been happy.
Yeah, that would have been.
He'd have to, sniff every piece of clothing because they were all worn before. That's what dogs do.
Maybe we'll see Swatch again next week.
But they're going to have to buy a lot of fabric, probably.
Yeah, especially for an 80s themed challenge or whatever the specific style of challenge turns out to be.
So they're going to be 2 teams. So somebody's going to be the captain, someone's going to be the bossy pants, right?
Possibly. You know what? I almost want. I can't decide if I want Sergio and Delvin on the same team.
That would be great if they were.
just so they'll battle each other, or if I want them to captain different teams, which would guarantee that one of them ends up on the bottom, would honestly, I think both of them have like ego issues that need to be taken down a notch. So I think one of them needs to get a negative critique at some point. More so Sergio than Delvin. Delvin is not as like stuck up in terms of himself. Like he's very proud of his work and he takes it very seriously, and he takes himself very seriously. But he's not as, I'm already the best there is, like Sergio is.
He doesn't like to make things out of things that have been used before.
Yeah, that was one of those comments where I'm just like, oh no, don't even. But like honestly, after they went to Goodwill, he was pretty happy with what he got, and he sort of kind of just embraced the challenge after that. So okay, you've never done it before, but now you did, and you did a good job at it. So more power to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
we have a poll going on our site that people should chime in on about the Kushner moment. Because I'm interested to see if anyone thought like me that it was just bound to happen at some point, and here it was.
I figured someone would do it in like the workroom or something and just like bring something up and not just like to her face on the runway, especially if you're not going to actually make any specific statement or allude to anything in particular, because I honestly don't know, again, what Karlie's politics are, or even what Joshua Kushner's politics are. I don't know what the dynamics of the Kushner
She's spoken about, but I really don't care. I mean, they're not in the White House. They're doing other things. So she's busy doing this, and I'm sure he's making some money somewhere. So, but I never really pursued more than going, oh, that's who she's married to. Okay.
Well, yes, I do have a poll at goldderby.com asking whether Tyler's comment went too far. I'm of two minds on it. I didn't actually vote in the full poll because I created the poll, but I looked at the options like, I'm not sure which I'd actually pick. So it'll be interesting to see what our readers actually pick.
I picked the middle one.
Yeah, I took a middle option. This was terrible.
Which I thought, and I just said, he just had to do it. He couldn't stop himself. But who cares? Because it wasn't political. It was just him being his smarmy little self, and getting back at them for not liking his little outfit.
Well, with that, you can also predict next week's episode for everyone watching this at goldderby.com. Predict who will be eliminated, who will win the challenge. Will Christian Siriano use his save? He didn't use it on Tyler.
That was another great moment when he didn't.
I thought that misdirect was a little bit like, ooh, fake. Like, is he going to use the save? No. and there was really no way he was going to. He had been in the bottom three times. He hadn't expressed any like, oh, you are really amazing this week or something like that, or this was a fluke and you should be allowed another show. Like, no, he was never going to bring Tyler back, especially this early in the season. Yeah. So with that means there are 11 designers left in the competition. We will be back to discuss them next week. So thank you, Susan, for joining me, and thank you, everyone, for watching. We will see you then.